Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about metformin, a medication you probably think you know inside and out, but we're going way beyond the basics to uncover its pretty surprising origins, how it actually works, and most importantly, how to make it a powerful ally for your health.
So is metformin just a simple sugar pill? Something you take to hammer your blood sugar down? A lot of people see it that way. But the biological story is so much more intricate and honestly way more fascinating. It's not about brute force at all. It's all about smart biological finesse.
And get this, its origins are surprisingly natural. The whole class of drugs it belongs to, called biguanides, are actually based on a molecule first found in this beautiful plant, the French lilac. So it's really a little piece of nature, just refined by science.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to pull back the curtain on how metformin really works. Then, we'll tackle those annoying early side effects and, more importantly, how you can manage them. After that, we'll dive into smart long-term strategies, bust some huge myths, and finally, wrap it all up by showing you how to think of this medication as your own strategic tool.
So, first things first, what is actually going on inside your body when you take this pill? Because it's probably not what you think. It doesn't just, force your blood sugar down.
It really has two main jobs, and they're both incredibly clever. First, it goes to your liver and acts like a really strict supervisor, basically telling it, hey, stop dumping so much extra sugar into the bloodstream. Then it heads over to your muscle cells, and, well, it kind of lubricates the locks, making them way more sensitive to the insulin you already have. That means they can easily pull sugar out of your blood and use it for energy.
So how does it pull all this off? It flips one single, really powerful switch inside your cells called AMPK. Think of AMPK as the master controller for your entire metabolism. By turning it on, metformin is essentially rewriting the instructions your liver is following, which helps bring everything back into a much healthier balance.
Okay, now let's switch gears and talk about something a lot of people go through, those early side effects. Yeah, that can be a real pain, but here's the thing. If you understand why they're happening, you can get a real handle on them.
All right, let's talk about the infamous metformin belly. What's so interesting here is the reason behind it. That discomfort isn't a sign that something is wrong or toxic. It's actually caused by a huge surge of serotonin, the neurotransmitter, right in your gut. This basically acts like a gas pedal for your whole digestive system, speeding everything way, way up.
But the good news is there are two really effective strategies to deal with this. First, take your pill right in the middle of a good-sized meal. The food acts like a buffer and slows things down. Second, ask your doctor about the extended release version, or XR. It delivers the medication slowly over time, kind of like a drip, instead of all at once, which prevents that sudden serotonin spike.
And what about that other common side effect, that weird metallic taste? It's not in your head. It turns out that tiny transporters in your salivary glands literally leak small amounts of the drug directly into your saliva. So, you are actually tasting the medication as it circulates through your system. Wild, right?
Now, there isn't an instant fix for this one, but a few simple things can make a big difference. First, just try to be patient. It almost always goes away within a month or so. In the meantime, sugar-free mints or gum can help get some fresh saliva flowing, and staying super hydrated really helps to dilute that taste. Okay, so you've made it past the initial adjustment period. Now the game totally changes. We're moving beyond just getting used to it and into smart, long-term management to really get the most out of this medication. And this is a big one. If you've been taking metformin for a few months and you start to feel really tired, or you're noticing a bit more hair in the drain, this is almost certainly the reason why. Metformin can make it harder for your body to absorb vitamin B12 from your food.
And the fix for this, it's actually beautifully simple. Just think of it like routine maintenance on your car. Get a blood test to check your B12 levels at least once a year. And if they're low, a good quality B12 supplement is an easy fix that can make a world of difference for your energy levels.
Now let's tackle a super frustrating problem. Waking up with high blood sugar, even when you haven't eaten all night. What gives? Well, it's caused by something called the dawn phenomenon. It's just your body's natural wake-up call where your liver dumps a bunch of sugar into your system in the early morning to get you ready for the day. And this is where you can get really strategic. If you take the extended release version with your dinner, you time it perfectly. The medicine will reach its peak power right between 3 and 7 in the morning, acting like a gatekeeper just as your liver is starting that sugar surge. It's an absolutely brilliant way to wake up with much more stable numbers.
All right, it's time to bust some myths.
There are a lot of questions that swirl around metformin, so we're going to tackle the big ones: weight, your kidneys, and what happens if you ever think about stopping it. So many people hope that metformin is going to be a magic weight loss pill, and while it can definitely help a bit, it's so important to have realistic expectations. As you can see here, metformin provides a pretty modest nudge, while some of the newer drugs have a much more significant impact. It's best to think of metformin as a metabolic assistant. It makes your healthy habits work better, but it's not a magic bullet.
Okay, this one right here is probably the most persistent and honestly most dangerous myth out there. For years, the story has been that metformin is somehow bad for your kidneys. But the reality, based on years and years of new research, is the complete opposite. We now know that metformin is actually renoprotective. It protects your kidneys. See, it's high blood sugar that damages kidneys over time. By controlling that sugar, metformin is like a shield. Your kidneys are just the exit door for the drug, and as long as that door is working okay, the drug passes right through without causing any harm.
So, what if you want to stop taking it? To understand what happens, you need to think of metformin like this. It's a chemical dam. Your liver is like a river, always wanting to release sugar, and metformin holds that flow back. It doesn't fix the river, it just manages the flow.
So if you just remove that dam overnight, the river is going to flood. That's why you absolutely cannot stop cold turkey. First, and this is non-negotiable, you have to work with your doctor on a plan. That plan is a lifestyle replacement. A huge part of that is building more muscle, because muscle acts like a natural sugar sink that soaks up sugar for you. And finally, you have to taper off slowly to give your body time to adapt.
So, let's bring this all home. The point of knowing all these little details isn't just to collect facts. It's about turning that knowledge into real, powerful action for your own health journey. Because once you understand the why behind the taste, the timing, and the tummy troubles, you're not just passively taking a pill anymore. You are actively managing your own biology. You get to transform this medication from a simple daily chore into a powerful, strategic ally that you can use to build a much healthier future.